Hey guys, the Chicken is here. We're back today with another home gym video. In today's video, I thought we'd switch things up a little bit. Everybody seems to be talking about the Sam Sulek guy. And he seems all right. Like, I get I think I get the catch. He's, a down-to-earth guy, and he seems to train hard in the gym. And he's got an interesting personality, and he is just absolutely roided up to the gills and has the most insane physique I think that, we've seen on the internet in a long time. So I tried to find his workout program, and I wanted to kind of just react or like look at that and see what we thought. But yeah, apparently his workout routine is just he just goes like off the cuff and just does like chest, back, arms, legs, shoulders, back, something like that, and just kind of goes by feel, which is fine. I see a lot of people, they always they like to criticize. Guys that are on drugs and their workout programs, like, oh, this isn't like optimal, and like it doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. Like, most of, or a lot of, at least the best physiques in the world use a training program like that. Like, they use a split. Like, for me, I like to do full body because it's efficient and it works, and it's just better with my lifestyle, and I'm not a bodybuilder or even a power lifter really by any means, but yeah, like, clearly that style of training does work. I don't know if it would be necessarily optimal for people that aren't on gear. Um, but I mean, these guys, they train like savages, right? That's the thing. So let's play the video and let's see, Dr. Mike break it down here.
In his early 20s, so probably doesn't give a flying about staying super healthy at this point.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Sam is doing here.
So what's he got on? He's got 325 and just banging out reps. And I think that was the incline press too. Let's skip ahead a little bit.
Weird locker room experience.
I love, I don't know if you can hear me, the volume's good, but I love the Dr. Mike videos, by the way. He's so funny and he's so smart. Alright, let's see what he's doing here.
Back up first on the menu. He said the machine only holds 6 plates. Let's find out why that's a problem.
I've been known to throw around 7, especially when you're fresh. I mean, when you're fresh on back, you're pretty fucking strong.
So I'll just go up.
Okay, so it looks like he's starting out with machines. I assume he does a lot of barbell work too, but it's probably a little bit of everything.
Especially that particular rowing machine. If you're using much more than 4 or 5 plates, call me curious. I'll say I'm giving a skeptical eyebrow here for how is this technique going to look. Because if you say you need 6 plates on a rowing machine, the smart money is you're using it wrong. Or
Yeah, I remember the gym that I used to go to, there was like this one guy specifically, and he would load up that row machine, and he was probably doing close to what this guy was doing, honestly. Like, he would throw on at least like 4 or 5 plates, and people would come up to him and be like holy shit, dude, like, you're like, that's crazy. Like, dude, typically people would use 1 plate, maybe 2 plates on it, but he would even say too, he's like, yeah, it's cool, but it's it's for me, it's all about the barbell training. So yeah, I think that's the best kind of measure, but it's still cool to see. So let's see if we can do it.
you could be using it better. But I'm prejudging literally. So let's
We're
judge.
prejudging the prejudge.
Instead of doing the 7 plates, I'm like trying to jerry-rig this shit like a fool, kind of to make it harder, right? For the first set, I'll grab this handle that's in the lower position.
So that's actually really smart. If you grab the handle high up, the leverage advantage is yours. You will have lower internal forces to your muscles. Given the same amount of load on the machine, you'll have higher internal forces if you grab the handle lower because the leverage advantage is no longer yours. That being said, the different grabbing position makes the movement arc shorter, and it potentially doesn't give you as much of a stretch. So if you're considering doing this yourself, try to experiment to see where you feel the exercise the best, get the best stretch, get the best arc in motion, lock in your lats at the very top of the movement. Something to think about.
Right.
Great tips. I did not know that about back machines. So yeah, maybe we'll finally get to the point where he does something.
Torque and mechanics.
Torque and mechanics. 2 of my expertise.
It's so funny. Okay, let's get ahead. All right, so he's actually doing it.
Okay.
He doesn't like his form, which is obvious. He likes the full ROM stuff, but I don't know. Typically, you would see like a back routine start out with like heavy compounds and then move on to the other stuff. But obviously, it works for him. So we're 1 exercise in. I'd like to see more of the full program here. Let's see if we can skip ahead a little bit. So it's not just reacting to the guy reacting to the same exercise with the whole video. Okay, so he's going over tips. This is still back training. Okay, let's skip to the next one. A lot about back training. All right, chest training. Okay, so 3/4 of the video is about back training. Now we're moving on to chest training.
Klein Smith, I might just be done with incline pressing with barbell. Do maybe 5 or 6 sets.
It's interesting that he's really organically assembling his workouts. I think at his age and his level of development, this isn't the worst idea in the world because you.
That's also kind of what we were talking about at the beginning of the video. Is like his workout program isn't like really a program. He kind of just goes in and does his thing for that day. And, obviously, like, he's at such an advanced level, too. Like, when you get to that point, like, obviously you're not just going to do, like, cookie-cutter programs, like, where you plug in your percentage and then, like, you've got to go by... You got to listen to your body at that. Like, to get to his level anyways, like, you have to be able to listen to your body and you have to just know, like, what you need to do. Either that or hire a coach. I think that's the only, like... I think that's the best way to do it, Again, I don't know anything about advanced bodybuilding, but in terms of like programming stuff, I would say that would make more sense than doing something else or something pre-designed.
You really should be exploring a lot when you're younger. I do prefer a more methodical approach, something like the RP Hypertrophy app. You pre-program all of your stuff.
I actually did use this app. I used it early on when it was like in beta, and it's good. It's cool. It was a little bit expensive for what it was at the time. But I think it's a good app, and it's more so for people that are kind of beyond the point, like we've been talking about, of having like a designated or like a template kind of style program, because this allows you to plug in. That was the one thing I didn't like about it, and I guess that's by design. I like plugging in, like, okay, here's how I feel, here's what my maxes are, here's my times of training for the week, like, okay, make me a program. Kind of like how Juggernaut AI does it. This is more for bodybuilders that are more experienced, I would say. If you're comfortable, like, planning out, if you've planned out a lot of workout programs before, then this is probably something that would interest you, but otherwise, I don't think it's for the average lifter.
And you can always change exercises on the fly. But we're really trying to push people into doing kind of the same exercises they started out with. Interested in the app? Download the RP Hypertrophy app today.
All right, let's see what we got here. Like, this guy is just wildly strong, dude. Like, he's just banging out reps of 335 on the incline press, and it looks like he's even using, like, a close grip. Craziness.
Yeah, not ideal bench press technique here in the incline.
I mean, he's not doing full ROM, but I don't know. Like, can you really critique a guy when he looks like that?
Hand
Let's see.
positioning looks very good. The lockout at the top, or close to lockout, is totally fine. The eccentric is notably faster than the concentric, which is backwards. You want a slow controlled eccentric, and then a slightly more explosive or normal speed concentric. And again, huge gains are made when you stretch a muscle under load a ton. And so if he could slow down that barbell, reach all the way down to his chest, gently pause at the bottom for a split second, and then come back up. First of all, he would probably only need like 275 pounds, not the 335 that he's doing. It would result in better joint health and a much lower risk of injury, while at the same time minimizing systemic fatigue because you don't have to handle as much external load. Is it as impressive? No. But in a certain sense on video...
See, he just hit the nail on the head right there. It's not as impressive. Okay, let's move ahead. So we got chest training, and then we've got the summary here, so let's see.
All right, so that concludes the
picture of another guy.
Video review. I think Sam seems like a very intelligent person.
So, I don't know. We didn't really get a full program breakdown there. It's still interesting to see, what these guys, how they train like, and how, like, their philosophy and all that kind of stuff. Definitely something to experiment with, and, even like Dr. Mike was saying before, you should try different things, see what works for you, see what you like. Maybe you respond better to something. I've just noticed I respond way better, or I have in the last year or so. I've added more to my squat in the last year than I have in the last, 3 years combined, squatting once a week, or once a week with, another, light day mixed in. So I don't know. Sometimes you just find out stuff that works, and it goes against the grain of what people, typically say. Like typically people would say, for a natural lifter that squats under whatever X amount of weight, 600 pounds. You should be squatting 3 times a week because you're not doing enough damage. You're not able to do enough muscle damage to really fatigue yourself. That's what people say. I don't know. The thing I've learned with exercise and working out and like specifically like powerlifting and I'm not gonna say bodybuilding because I've never done that, but is nothing is set in stone. Everything seems to flip on itself every 5 years. The best way to do something becomes the stupidest way to do something, and it's very confusing and nothing is ever really definitive. So you've got to just kind of take a generic approach to it, same as eating. It's like a little bit of everything is kind of good for you, and just try different things, see what works, see what you can stick with. That's the biggest thing. And yeah, so I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts. First of all, did you like the style of video? If you watch the videos normally, something a little bit different today. And what are your thoughts on Sam Sulek? I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. His workout program. And yeah, let me know that down below in the comments. Appreciate you guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Chicken is out.